Hi, welcome back to Drawing with Anna. Today we are going to be doing some contour drawing. Contour drawing is lines, the outlines of shapes, as opposed to shading or modeling. We're going to do two very traditional contour drawing exercises, and they're also a lot of fun, and we're going to be using the human face. And I'm very excited because I have my close friend Lydia to model for me. And if you want to try these exercises at home, you can use yourself if you have a mirror. You can also use a friend, or you can also use a photograph. If you have a larger scale photograph of someone's face, you can try these exercises just straight from a photo. I'm going to be using today a pen. I'm going to use a traditional marker, but you can use anything you've got. A pencil, a ballpoint pen, it doesn't matter as long as it makes a nice mark. And I'm not going to be using a pencil also because traditionally, with contour drawing, you're going so slowly that you try not to use an eraser. You try to not make a mistake. So the first exercise that we're going to be doing is called a continuous line contour. And it's a game, and it's really actually a fun game. And the idea is to use the contours of the face and not pick up the pencil at all. So I'm just going to explain it to you as I'm actually starting to do it. I'm going to start with Lydia's nose, and I am going to draw the lines of her face. But actually, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to connect the parts of her face so that I can never have to lift up the pencil. So I'm doing her mouth right now, and the drawing turns out almost as if you are making a sculpture, a traditional sculpture, out of wire. And you try not to go back and forth. For example, I would try not to go back and forth on one line because that's cheating a little bit, okay? And this is a game. And it's the reason that we do these exercises and these games in drawing is to help us to see better. So now you see, it's almost as if I'm doing her like a mask that has some splits, because obviously she doesn't have a line going from her lips down to her chin. Now I'm going to pick up the ear over here, and at each point I'm trying to see, I'm drawing so slowly that I'm trying to see the correct proportions, everything in proportion to each other. Okay, I'm going to come back and sketch the ear, and I'm thinking, okay, how am I going to get away from this ear? I have to think about how can I get back to the eye, and that's sort of, I'm going to go down the middle of the forehead. Well, maybe I'm going to go over here. I think I'm going to go from some hair. I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to go up to the eyebrow, I think. Let's try that. That's a little tricky doing the eyebrow before the eye, but we'll see if it works. Obviously, this is not going to be a completely realistic portrait, but something that is very expressionistic. I'm getting the eyelid. I'm going to come down and get the actual eye. I'm going to come around and get the iris. Okay, I'm going to get some eyelashes a little bit down below. And then I've got that eye. I'm going to swoop over here. And now I think I'm going to go up into get some more hair. Okay. And the most important thing with just about any time you are drawing from life, which is what we're doing, is to keep looking at the model. The biggest mistake that everybody makes, whether you've been drawing for a little bit of time or a long time, is to say, well, I know what an eye looks like. I'm going to just draw. I'm going to come down and get the forehead now. I'm just going to draw what I think an eye looks like, but everybody's eye is completely different. And so that's what makes a beautiful drawing, is to get the unique fixtures of a person. Let's see. Okay, now I've got a little bit of a problem here because I put the eyebrow too far over, but I'm just gonna ignore that. It's an expressionistic drawing. I'm gonna come back and get the nose a little bit. Okay, we're almost done. I'm just gonna come back and get the other part of the iris and the eyelashes. And I need to get her, ooh, I cheated a little bit. Oh well, sometimes we break rules. That's what artists do, right? Okay. Now I'm gonna come out here. I'm gonna make sort of a graphic connection here. And I'm going to, which is completely allowed, I'm gonna come up and get her scarf to finish the chin. I didn't quite get the rest of the scarves, and clothing is always really nice way to make connections. She's got a scarf coming over here. Get a little bit of the shoulder. Whenever you're doing a portrait of someone, you never just want to do the head alone with no neck. And usually putting a shoulder in is a good idea, because then they look like this headless person, which is not usually very flattering. Okay, and I need to go back. I need to get a little bit more hair, so I'm going to figure out how can I do this. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to need to give her a little bit more in terms of head. There we go. This pen is really a beautiful pen because it's almost like a brush. And I'm going to finish it like this. Okay, there's my end. So you can see it's not a tremendously realistic portrait, but there's some likeness, and it's a very good way to train your eye and have fun to make a drawing which had a start, which I think I started in the nose, and I ended up right over here in the background, which is fun. So, Lydia.